So moving along a little bit. So as a concertmaster, you're afforded so many incredible solos, from the works by Strauss, obviously, and Rimsky-Korsakov. So many composers, obviously, wrote incredible solos for concertmasters. Um, First, can you maybe share with us your favorite concertmaster solo? And second, can you maybe touch on what it's like, or the difference between playing a concertmaster solo, a big concertmaster solo, as opposed to playing a concerto with an orchestra? Because I remember the few times that I sat principal cello and I had like a that 6 bar solo for the Firebird, that was like top five like scariest moments of my life. So like I can kind of understand like what that's like to play solos within an orchestra. So like I'd love to
Mhm.
just hear your take on that. So
Sure. Okay. So your first question was what was favorite my
Concertmaster
favorite
solo. Yeah.
concertmaster
Yeah.
solo? Okay, I haven't played I've so Heldenleben I think is my number one.
Mm.
Although I have not played it in a concert setting. I've like done it as part of like a finals of a concertmaster audition where I've like played through the entire concertmaster
Mm. Sure,
excerpts
sure.
with the orchestra, but I haven't done it in a concert yet, and I will next season because it's further in
Perfect.
the
Yay.
so
Yeah.
I'm like really excited about it. Um, yeah, I think next season's nuts. I'm doing Scheherazade,
Mm.
Heldenleben, and then Mozart 3 with Nick McGinn, and that's in consecutive weeks or something like that.
Wow.
I was like, I'm ready. I'm excited for it, but it's also like I'm definitely taking a vacation after those. But it would have to be Heldenleben and probably also Sprague.
Okay. Yeah.
Because like the two violin solo thing throughout the entire piece, that is so cool,
Mm.
so cool. And
Mm.
as someone that loves like really thick harmonies, like all
Mm.
this kind of stuff, oh, it's
Mm.
amazing. And then your second question was like, what is it? How's it different than playing solo?
Yeah.
Um, I actually don't think it's very different. You're just sitting down. You should treat it the same. I think it's for example, like let's just take Heldenleben for example. You're given so many liberties during the recitative sections, but then there are also sections in the concertmaster solo where you're playing with someone else in the orchestra, and then so therefore you are almost you have to follow the conductor and you
Mm.
have to kind of weave your solo in and around what you see on the podium and what you
Mm.
hear from your colleagues. Um, but this is the kind of stuff that you should be doing as a soloist too. Like I'm not the
Mm.
biggest fan of soloists that just like, oh, this is the way I'm gonna play, you're gonna follow me.
Mm.
Like, come on. Like if
Mm.
you're a really good soloist, like I've heard some of the best soloists in the world, they're still incredibly collaborative.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they're just like, oh, you're gonna play it like this? Oh, cool. Okay, I'm gonna react off of what you're playing, and I'm gonna play it like this. That
Mm.
fits into what you're doing as well.
Mm.
Like that kind of stuff really impresses me. Like
Yeah.
solos that can also be collaborative.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the thing with concertmaster solos is like you're definitely the soloist for like the 30 seconds or in some cases 5 to 10 minutes and help them even. Um, but you have to do it in a way where it's collaborative with your colleagues, and it could be different every time. The conductor might want to do it slightly different, and just have to think on your feet. You know, some random player might have missed an entrance and is like coming in a little bit more
Mm.
hurriedly, and then
Mm.
you have to react to that. And you
Right.
can also play it slightly different to kind of make everything make sense.
Mm.
So it's just collaboration on the highest level, and then you have to like make your line as soloistic and as shiny as possible. So
Mm.
it's so much fun just thinking
Yeah.
about it, just like having to be collaborative but also be the soloist at the same time like
Mm.
that. And when one pulls that off successfully, that is
Yeah.
like the best feeling in the world. That's
Yeah.
what gets me. That I think that's what keeps me in this profession is just like when things come together in the heat of the moment in concert, and it's like different every time, and it still comes off, and it surprises me. It's like, wow, that was really
Mhm.
cool that we did it
Yeah,
this way.
yeah,
That's such a high. Like
yeah,
it's amazing.
yeah. Well, and just kind of going back to, I think what's so scary or challenge, at least for me, from my perspective, with my very limited experience, about playing like a solo within an orchestra, like as a principal or concertmaster, is you're kind of playing two different roles where you're playing within the section, obviously, and then all of a sudden, like it's your time to play the solo. So it's like having to kind of
Mm,
switch from back and forth. Like I don't know if that's
yeah,
something that you've kind of um developed a strategy for, or like you're just so used to
yeah.
doing it.
I think I'm used to it at this point, but it
Mhm.
definitely is like there's orchestral playing where
Right,
a lot of time it may be sul tasto, like
right,
over the fingerboard, slightly softer playing.
yeah,
And then when the solo comes, you suddenly switch gears. It's like a switch, and
yeah,
then you
yeah.
just like you play totally differently. And then
Mhm.
as soon as the solo is done, you switch it back off, and then you're
Right.
back into orchestra mode.
Mhm.
Um, and so it's just like any good principal, or you have to learn how to navigate between those two, pretty instantaneously.
Yeah,
And once you figure that out, because like we all know, like as
yeah,
string players, you know how to like jump up, above the crowd when you need
hmm
to, and
hmm
then like how to hide and you know mesh with the other players when you need to. So it's
yeah.
just knowing when and where to do it.